Shalom, shalom, brother Kadash.
Shalom, so brother Quinah.
Start off by giving our praises to
Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash.
Another day at camp. These goddamn Edomites, man. Ain't it funny how they always be out here? Like, every time we are out here, we come around the same time, and they always out here too. Just standing around watching us and shit, man. Just, you know, but that's good though, because it's the message. Sometimes you ain't even got to say something. Sometimes just a word, sometimes just a picture or just an image of you being out here says everything that it needs to be said. Hey, I wanted to tell you too, remember over there? Yeah, I've been seeing that person. They be on Facebook talking about the Lord a lot now. So, you know, just them seeing us out here and seeing us do this work could change a person's life just for them seeing you. You know, not even have to come interact or learn the truth. It's just when they see you out here and they see you so dedicated, they see us come out here every week, that can make them get on a journey to follow the Lord too.
Who you talking about? You said
over there.
Oh, right there? Oh, yeah.
So,
oh, yeah? That's crazy.
Yeah, so it just shows you, you see what I'm saying, how contagious it could be, just you doing the work and being, but not just you doing the work, but when you dedicate it, somebody say, man, why are they so dedicated to doing it, man? Like, what are they doing? They have questions, and sometimes those questions get answered if they, you know, follow your Facebook or something like that. And then that could lead them down the road of believing in the Lord. So just like that, you know? So we always say, you don't know your full works. You just out here doing your works. You casting a net into the sea, and you don't know who you affected. I had people inbox that I didn't even know was watching, you know, that was like, hey man, hey, that's real inspiring, or what you doing, or man, I'm starting to think and believe in the Lord more. You know, I done had that happen a lot of times. So you don't know the full scale of the work that you're doing. You know, YouTube is shadow banning all Hebrew Israelites channels, playing with your views, playing with your subscribers and stuff, so you don't really know, you know what I mean? So that's why you got to keep doing the work, and the Lord's going to reveal those things to us. So you just got to keep going, man. Sometimes it may feel like you just preaching to the wind, but you don't know who's watching and who's getting inspiration. And when it all goes down, we know when it all goes down. Can you get that in Amos chapter 8, famine of the word? We know when it all goes down that everybody gonna come looking for the Hebrew Israelites for questions, for answers. Everybody gonna think about us and say, man, I remember there's some Hebrew Israelites in our town. They used to be downtown. They would say that this was gonna happen. So then that's when we'll be validated as true prophets, when those prophecies come true. You know what I mean? I think it's right around verse 11. Yeah, you got it.
But yeah, and I just want to say too, you just got to remember that this word is going to reach the people that it's supposed to reach. So whether it be through us or whether it be through other brothers that's putting up the videos and out here, it's gonna reach those ears that it's supposed to.
Yeah, we preach to the masses because we don't know who the elect is, but at the same time we preach it to the masses, we know only the elect gonna get it. Many are called, but few are chosen. Very few are chosen.
This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread or a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro, and seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it.
So what it's saying is, when the famine of the word comes, when the Lord takes us off the highways or byways, when he takes us off the internet, right? And then he brings in that judgment, that destruction, right? Can you get that one on your phone? Second Ezra 16. Around verse like 62. When the Lord brings in that destruction, right, and they come up against his people, not just the elect, but just all Israel, right? People are going to go throughout the whole earth looking for it. Hey, man, where's those Hebrew Israelites? People going to be coming downtown where we at right now, saying, hey, where is Kadash and Quinah at? The Hebrew Israelites, because they was prophesying that this was going to happen. We see it happening now. Where they at, so they could tell us, you know, what we could do to get salvation, pretty much. So they could prophesy to us what's going to happen next. People are going to be going to and fro trying to find the truth, but it's going to be too late because the Lord going to close that door. So you kind of got to get it right now. I got a precept too. Right? You got to get it right now. So I see a lot of people, they watch, but they standing like on the sidelines. They don't really want to get involved. But that's gambling with your salvation though. Let me get this precept. This is Matthew 25, and I want to get straight to the point. Verse 10, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came. So this is the parable about the 10 virgins, but I'm getting straight to the point. 5 of them had the oil, and 5 of them had to go and buy it because they ran out of oil. So while they were going, same thing as you going and looking for the truth, the oil of the truth, right? You going and you looking for the truth, and while you're doing that, the Lord creating the famine of the word, this is going to happen. It says, but while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they were ready. They that were ready went in with him to the marriage. That's the famine of the word. Those that were ready, that was in this truth, that did what they had to do to get salvation, went into the marriage, was saved by the Lord. Watch this. It says, and the door was shut. So behind them, the door was shut, just like when Noah went into the Ark of the Covenant. Well, not to the Ark of the Covenant, when he went into, you know, the boat. Yeah. When he went into the ark, the Lord shut the door behind him, closed it. Couldn't nothing get in, couldn't nothing get out. Right? I said the Ark of the Covenant, Slakia. Right? It says, afterward he came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, verily I say unto you, I know you not. So you got to get this truth right now, because when the Lord begins to deliver the elect, because the Lord don't have to just deliver the elect all at one time. He could deliver the elect little by little, man. You could just start seeing brothers disappear, man. You know, around all the same time, but I'm saying not just in one elect delivery. You know, he could deliver the elect out of New York, then come to Chicago 5 minutes later, then come to LA 5 minutes after that. So when you start seeing that, and you start seeing brothers get saved, because it says that you're going to be watching brothers get saved. The ones that don't get saved going to be watching. It says it should be gashing and gnashing of teeth. When you pretty much roughly paraphrasing, when you see the elect get saved, but you not. So you're going to be seeing the elect get saved, and you're going to be hoping that you next. But the Lord going to say, I know you not, because you ain't want to get involved in this thing, man, when you had the chance. You ain't want to do what you needed to do to get salvation when you had the chance.
Which, what verse I'm getting?
Is that verse 60? 68. Yeah.
Okay. This is 2nd Ezra 16, starting at verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols.
Yep.
And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot.
And y'all that consent to the MOTB, it's really, you will do it to try to save your life, but that's why the Bible says those that shall lose their life shall find life, and those that try to save their life should end up losing their life, because you're going to try to save your life by taking that MOTB so you can continue your lifestyle. It's not talking about literally dead or alive, but it's just saying lose your life, like I lost my life, my lifestyle. Right. You see what I'm saying? And us that give it up, you know, we could be saved, because we ain't going to take the MOTB, but those that take the MOTB, what's going to end up happening is you actually going to be in derision, because really, the MOTB is putting you in slavery under Esau.
Yeah, and what it's also doing too is you actually choosing your you know, the oppressor or the powers to be over the Lord and Savior. Yep. Right? And that's what that 2/3 represent. That 2/3 represent that
666.
Yeah, that 666, which also goes into 66.6% out of that 2/3 of the Israelites, yep, is going to be destroyed
here in America.
Yep,
here in Babylon, going to be destroyed. So it says that burning wrath of a great multitude should be upon you. Then that's when y'all going to be asking questions. If we be elect, hopefully, you guys are going to be saying, man, where's Quaniah? Where's Kadash? They know this. They know the truth. They know how to get us out of this. They know what we're supposed to do to please the Lord so he can save us. But it's going to be too late, because the Lord going to shut that door.
Verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
See? That's when that great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord come. And what's that going to cause? That's going to cause the famine of the word. That's what's going to cause us to stop coming out on the highways and byways. We're not going to ever stop coming out on the highways and byways Unless it got to be something pretty much where it's like, hey, we can't go out there. It's too dangerous.
Yeah,
that's that great insurrection, man. When they come that great insurrection, then it's like you can't go out in the highways and byways because they didn't pass Jim Crow laws that you can't go out there, or they just persecuting brothers that go out there when they catch them. So they could say, oh, this is a terrorist group, and then you could be on the most wanted list. You think you're gonna go out in the highways and byways when you on the most wanted list, man? That's not gonna happen, you know. So you ain't gonna be able to put videos up because they're gonna take everything down. So that great insurrection on those that fear the Lord, that's what's gonna cause the famine of the word, man. And then that's when everybody else, the other Israelites, the 2/3, they gonna have a great insurrection on them too, because it's not just about the Hebrew Israelites. They hate all of us, man, the Lord's people. So then that's when they gonna come looking to and fro to try to find the truth, to try to find salvation. But at that time, the Lord gonna shut the door. You know, they said in Mississippi, they bringing back Jim Crow laws, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say they bringing back Jim Crow laws, and they say that the way they choose the judges and stuff like that is going to be oppressive towards so-called black folks, which are the Judites, man. So they say they starting to bring that back. Look at the war that they're starting to put on Issachar. They talking about damn near invading Mexico to go to war with the cartels. So what you think that's going to lead to? That's going to lead to a lot of imprisonment. That's going to lead to a lot of death. And Esau don't never do anything right, man. He do everything wicked. So when you think Esau there, you think he's not going to take more land? You think he's not going to take innocent people? You think Esau, if he sent the military over there to fight with the cartel, you think that military, they not going to rape women? They always have done that, man. You think they're not going to rape women? That's a slippery slope, and that's why the Mexican president, he really don't want them to do it, because he know that's a slippery slope, and that could lead to them taking more land or just taking over Mexico completely and occupying it, man. So that great insurrection is coming really on all 12 tribes. You can see it going towards that direction, man. So you got to get this truth right now, man. We happy we can inspire some people from afar off, but the reason why we doing it so hard the way we doing it is because we try to work out our salvation. You know, pretty much we got to come out here no matter what, man. It don't matter about our image, man, because at the end of the day, your image ain't gonna mean shit when that great insurrection or destruction come upon you. All you gonna worry about is trying to get your salvation, man. If you was in a prison, right, and you ain't have nothing to eat and they threw you in a black room, would you be worried about how you look, if you look cute or not, if you got jewelry on or not? You wouldn't be giving a fuck about your literal image. You trying to get the fuck up out of there, man. So it's not about our image, man, or how people look at us or nothing. We doing what the Bible tells us to do, and we just simply doing what the prophets of the old did, so we can get the results that we know they gonna get, which is salvation. And that's all that is about. Ready?
Yeah, I was trying to find this precept, and he was like, it's not just about the
Hebrew Israelites. It's not just about the ones out there that's putting the work in. You know, it's about us as a nation, as a people, who they against.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, you still got that second address?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, keep on.
Let's see where I was at. Verse 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
See, they gonna be like madmen, still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Shalom. So, just like how you will see us out here right now, and you will see you guys just out here watching us, or they showing up during the time we showing up doing camp. They did timed it perfect. They know exactly when we gonna be out here now. So now they'll come out here and we'll see them just standing around. They'll just be standing around waiting for us to start camp. Like when we came to camp, they weren't working. They was just standing there. They watching us, right? They waited till we started camp, then they started cutting shit to make noise. They could have started before they've been standing there, they could have been started, but they waited till they seen us and then they started. So these same guys are they gonna be coming up against us, just like we had that security guard that came down here acting like he was the police and shit and was trying to make us move, even though there was no rules or no law that we couldn't be here. And the lady he called told him no, that's okay, they could be there. And we told him that we already talked to people and they said that we could be here before. Just like he was like, nah, fuck that, and he wanted to do what he wanted to do, and he was trying to get up on my face and provoke me to smack the fuck out of him, so then he could be justified with fighting us, so then they could stop us from getting here or get us locked up. Because you know when the police pull up, whose side they gonna take? A Edomite security guard or us just out here speaking the Bible? But we had a camera though, but they don't care. So these same guys, when that they gonna be a part of that burning multitude that's gonna be upon us. They gonna just start coming after us, man. Cause the police gonna get them to say so to do it, man. And then they gonna be good Samaritans, so they gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I found that precept.
Yeah, so hold up, but it's not just the police and the National Guard that's gonna be coming against us. Just the regular people gonna be coming up against us, just like back in the day during slavery. Yeah. It wasn't just the authorities; it was the regular people that was our enemies, man. That had our people in slavery. So they gonna be hunting us down. Militia, they gonna be coming up against us, man. All they gotta do is have the big brother, which is the government, tell them that they can, and then it's gonna be all on from there. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to lose their weapons because they weapons, just like here in Illinois, they did an assault weapon ban. They don't want to lose their weapons because that's their power against us, man. They can't fight against the military with their weapons. They can't do shit, they get slaughtered. With the cartel can't even fight against the military. But the true reason why they want their weapons so bad is because that's their defense against us. And that's what they not saying. And you got niggas falling for it. No, we shouldn't be able to have guns. Man, that's not our salvation. The weapons of our salvation is not carnal.
Yeah, this that precept I had got. This is Ezekiel 38. I'm gonna start at verse 15. It says, "And thou shalt come from thy place out of the north gates, thou and many people with thee, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army." So when you think about it, we know that Russia, and all of its allies, those are big armies, those are powers, right? Those are the kingdoms of the nation, of the earth, right? Verse 16, and thou shalt come up against my people of Israel as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, and I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in thee, O God, before their eyes. So it's just it's just proving what the brother was saying, that they're gonna be coming up against us as a whole. Yeah. Right? They're gonna be coming up against us as a whole. They're gonna be specifically targeting the Hebrew Israelites, you know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna be the influencers.
Yeah.
The influencers of the people.
Yeah, but they still coming against Israelites, period.
Right.
So y'all other Israelites that want to be traitors and be on the other side, wacky-tacky Christians, they coming up against y'all too, man. They not just coming for the Hebrew Israelites. We gonna be higher on a list, yeah, but we gonna have that power from the Lord too, salvation. But they coming up against just all blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Like during the pandemic, right? The jump shot. It wasn't just about the Hebrew Israelites taking the jump shot. They was talking about Latinos, Native Americans, and blacks. Isn't that ironic how they literally said that? They said they need to give the Latinos, Native Americans, and blacks the jump shot. Isn't that ironic, man? So they coming up against all of our people. And then they just, we gonna be like most wanted. So they gonna try to destroy all our people or get all our people to bow down taking that MOTV, man. So you might as well come fully into this truth. So you can, what they say, you gotta come into the full protection of the Lord. You gotta come that full shield. You gotta have full shield of the Lord, man. The full armor of the Lord, man. You guys is 1 foot in and 1 foot out, then you could be hurt with that foot that's out, man. You gotta have the full armor of the Lord. Got to, man. They gonna come. But I just wanna express that it's not just the military and the army. It's gonna be these regular Edomites and these regular other nations that's gonna be coming up against not just the Hebrew Israelites, the ones of us that claim that say we the Hebrew Israelites that's in the truth. Not just us, it's just gonna be the whole nation of Israel they're gonna be coming up against. And how you think the 2/3 are gonna be destroyed? Ultimately by the fire and brimstone for the nuclear missiles. Which shows you that the nations that's going to shoot the nuclear missiles over, they don't give no fuck, man. They just going to be killing regular people and taking regular cities off, but that's going to be the spirit of the Lord, man.
This Ephesians 6, starting at verse 11, it says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
See? The walls of the devil, that's talking about what? That's back in 2nd Ezra 16, man. That's that burning wrath of a great multitude that's over you, man. That's just talking about the same thing, the devil and his army, the dragon and his army, and his angels. Talking about the same thing, man. They're going to come over us like a dragon. It's going to be fire, man. That's going to happen soon. You know? You ready to get through the mind?
Yeah.
That's about to happen soon, man. So all we doing before that happens is trying to warn our people that that's coming and that, hey, this is what you need to do, man. Get out here so you can be saved, man. That's different.
It's Deuteronomy 19, starting at the top. It says, when the Lord thy God hath...
Hey, that's that thing, that's
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
okay, it's running. Good news.
Deuteronomy 19, verse 1. When the Lord thy God hath cut off the nations whose land the Lord thy God giveth thee, and thou...
Where we at? Deuteronomy 17? 19.
Yeah. And thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their cities and in their houses, thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee in the midst of thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it.
Hey, this is very important because when, okay, can you go to Obadiah 1 now? This is very important, 18. This is very important because when Esau is completely destroyed too, there's still a land that was dedicated to the Edomites. You know, that was the Edomites' heritage, which is like, what is it like? It's like southeast of the land of Judah, if you know the geography, right? Now, when they are completely destroyed, Israel they're going to take Esau's land too, and that's going to become our land. See, that's a lot of deep things.
Yeah. Obadiah 1, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble.
Now, literally here in America, Israel gonna come together and fight, man, and Esau's whole kingdom gonna be stumbled and destroyed. But also their land too gonna be taken. The actual land of Esau gonna be taken.
And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
Right, so the Edomites, there's not going to be any remaining Edomites left around, man. So what's going to happen to their land? Is it going to sit there inhabited? No, the land of America, Mystery Babylon, is going to be inhabited, but the actual land of Esau, we going to take that too. Because when you look at the curses, did they take our land, Israel? And it said that they should drink of the same cup. So we going to take their actual land too, man. Yeah, bro, they wait right until we start, bro. They set up there, watched us start, and then they wanted to start cutting and shit. Same time, we gonna have to switch up our time.
That was it on that, Obadiah?
Yeah, we gonna have to switch up our time. We gonna have to come like probably earlier. Come like at 9:30 or something like that. Just so we hear earlier, so we can keep them here so they start around the same time. Because I know you might not be able to do later, so we can just do early. Hear me?
Yeah. Okay, this is Zechariah 14 and 21. I think this kind of goes into that Obadiah. I mean, it's like a precept for that Obadiah that you just read, that you just had me read. Zechariah 14 and 21. Yeah, every pot in Jerusalem and in Judah shall be holiness unto the Lord of hosts, and all they that sacrifice shall come and take them and see if therein, and in that day there shall be no more the Canaanite in the house of the Lord of hosts. Right? So yeah, so it's just going to prove that there is going to be a certain people that is going to be annihilated from existence, pretty much.
Yeah, the Edomites are going to be annihilated. The Canaanites are over there in our land too. You know, you got the Ethiopians and shit that claiming to be us. They not going to be in our land no more. The Edomites that's over there in our land, they going to get taken out. So that place going to be destroyed. That's why it tells you in Isaiah 61 that our walls going to have to be built back up, man. Because that whole place is going to be destroyed. So there ain't going to be no more Edomites in our land claiming to be us. No more Canaanites in our land claiming to be us. The true chosen people, Hebrew Israelites, are going to go back to the land, and we're going to. That tells you that in Isaiah 14. The Lord's going to take us and place us back in our land, man. And then we're going to take them in slavery. But then people say, well, which one is it? You said they're not going to be in the land, but then they're going to be in slavery. We say they're not going to be in the land. We saying that they're not going to have claim to the land, man. Or they going to be there as slaves? Yes, man. Because I had a dude say, well, you said that they not going to be, they can't enter the 12 gates of the kingdom. But then you saying they're going to be there because they're going to be slaves. Kingdom is twofold. Kingdom also means rulership. You got rulership over something, it's your kingdom. And then there's a literal kingdom like the city. Are they going to be there? They're going to be there because they're going to be slaves, yes. But are they going to be a rulership there? No. So yes, it's a difference, man. Because the nations have always been to Israel. Really, if that's the case, they always been to Israel because they were slaves back then when we got the laws, which we gonna go in, which it should get to some of those laws. I think that's in Leviticus where you could take slaves of the other nations. So they had to be there when you was taking them slaves or buying them as slaves. You know, even Abraham was buying. They had Hagar as a servant, and then even Rachel and Leah had servants, stuff like that. Whether they were, which those were Israelites, but you know.
Yeah, man, because you can't have two people at the top ruling at the same time.
Right.
That just can't happen. Somebody got to be at the top, somebody got to be at the bottom. I mean, just like us in the so-called white man today. We at the bottom, they at the top.
And every time we start hedging our way to the top, what they do? They do something to kick us back down. Niggas start getting passports, and these niggas fucking the game up, man. I ain't even been able to enjoy the passport bros thing yet. They already fucking it up, and they getting kicked out of countries and shit because they want to get on the internet and brag and talk. Man, Jake is so silly, man. If y'all done found a little lick with the passports that y'all could go to Brazil, y'all could go to the DR, do y'all thing for really cheap, why are y'all getting on the internet bragging about it, man? Because now y'all shining the light on it. Now they say, hey, these guys are coming over here just to deal with the woman. And now the men of those other nations are fighting against y'all when y'all come over there now. Because y'all coming over here just to deal with our women because y'all got more money. But now they putting a light on us when we do it. But the Edomites been doing this shit, man. The Edomites been going to these other countries doing a little thing with the woman for cheap and shit like that. But now that the black man's doing it, now it's a problem. Now it's trafficking and shit like that if you do it. But y'all want to talk though. Go ahead.
You know they scared of Esau.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. So anytime we ever got an advantage or something, like even in the 80s, right, the golden era for drugs and stuff like that, you had all these black people that was becoming millionaires. I'm talking about everybody was having money. I done watched so many documentaries on so many different like organizations that people don't even know about. You see what I'm saying? So many, like the Detroit Boys, I forgot their name, but it's so many other than the big ones that everybody knows. Frank Lucas, Frank Matthews, you know, Bumpy Johnson, Al Capone, the Mafia. It's so many more other gangs than that. BMF, you know what I mean? It's so many more other gangs, and so many people is getting money of color. So what the police do? Or what did the government do?
Started a war on drugs.
War on drugs. So like, just go on to what the brother said. You can't be two people on the power seat at the same time. So that's why when the war come back, he said he gonna sit on that power seat, right? He gonna have the crowns of all these other kingdoms, meaning that he gonna take their power, and he gonna sit on the seat, and his people gonna sit on the seat with him, pursuing the second Esdras chapter 2.
Verse 3, Deuteronomy 19, verse 3. Thou shalt prepare thee a way and divide the coast of thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee to inherit, into 3 parts, that every slayer may flee thither. And this is the case of the slayer which shall flee thither, that he may live, whoso killeth his neighbor ignorantly, whom he hated in the time past.
Right. So man, hey, a lot of these dudes will be guilty of that, because they want to kill you so much, bro. But not physically, because they say, oh, we can't do it because Esau's around. But if Esau ain't have a law against murder, man, these dudes and these camps be killing each other, literally. Did we sit back and watch videos where brothers said that other brothers for other camps literally put a hit out on them and try to kill them? Yeah. Just read that verse back over again.
Verse 4. And this is the case of the slayer which shall flee thither, that he may live, whoso killeth his neighbor ignorantly, whom he hated not in time past.
We gotta stop hating each other, because hate always leads to murder. That's what hate leads to. If a wife and a husband divorced, and the husband hates the wife so much, if he don't find a way to get away from that hate, it's gonna lead him to doing something to her. That's what it always leads to is murder. Got it.
Verse 5. As when a man goeth into the wood with his neighbor, and who would, and his hand fetcheth a stroke with the axe to cut down the tree, and the head slippeth from the helve, and lighteth upon his neighbor that he die, he shall flee into one of those cities and live.
Now that's an accident. If something happened, man, y'all might be out in the rain shooting, and just something happened, boom, dude get shot and get killed. There's a way to handle it, which is, you know, fucked up, but there is a way to handle it though. I mean, if you accidentally kill your brother, you know what I mean?
Y'all out there y'all out there, both out there trying to get wood. You know what I mean? And you know, back in those days with them axes, you know, that's very physical demand.
Y'all probably chopping right next to each other. Something slip, you chop, hit him in the head, the motherfucking axe is heavy.
Yeah.
It gets stuck in his head, that could be death, man. So if that happens on accident, he has to flee. The reason why he gotta flee is because everybody that loves this guy that you just killed, their mother, father, his family and shit, they gonna be trying to kill you because they gonna think you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
So you gotta flee for this reason. Finna get to it.
Lest the avenger of the blood pursue the slayer while his heart is hot, and overtake him because the way is long, and slay him, whereas he was not worthy of death.
The blood of the who?
The slayer.
Okay, keep going.
Inasmuch as he hated him not in time past. Wherefore I command thee, saying, Thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee. And if the Lord thy God enlarge thy cause, as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, and give thee all the land which he promised to give unto thy fathers. If thou shalt keep all these commandments to do them, which I command thee this day, to love the Lord thy God and walk ever in his ways, then shalt thou add 3 cities more for thee beside these 3.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I ain't get it mixed up with another chapter, but pretty much if you in Israel, the law was if you kill somebody on accident, so you will flee into a sanctuary city. There you will be safe until there was a judgment that was given. The elders or high, you know, they had come together, they had look at the whole matter, pray to the Lord, they had give a judgment, so you will be able to flee into one of those cities where you could be safe until then. Right.
Yeah, and that's because, I mean, but if it's just only y'all two out there, then who can, I mean, the priests have to hear the story, you know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much the purpose of him having to flee, because there was no witnesses to determine what actually happened.
Yeah,
and
so that they would get the number one witness, which is the Lord. They would come together to pray to the Lord.
Verse 10. That innocent blood be not shed in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance, and so blood be upon thee. But if any man hate his neighbor, and lie and wait for him, and rise up against him, and smite him mortally, that he die, and fleeth into one of these cities, then the elders of the city shall send and fetch him thence, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die.
Right, so if you innocent, you will flee into these cities, but if you was guilty and you still, so these are sanctuary cities where you go for protection. So the innocent would go there and they would pretty much inherit, they would live there so they could be safe from getting put to death.
Right.
But if you guilty of it and you still try to play it off like you was innocent and flee, then the elders, they would pretty much come get you, and then you would get a judgment pretty much, which it says your blood to be on your own head. So we not supposed to be killing each other, man. Thou should not murder, and the punishment for murdering somebody is you get murdered, because your blood should be upon you, man. So whatever camp tried to send a hit on a dude that made the studio videos or something like that, if y'all would have succeeded in that, man, y'all would have been guilty. Y'all would have blood on y'all hands.
But even so, they still guilty, because that's hatred.
Yep, in your heart.
And you're not supposed to have that. So, you know, we don't know what them brothers got going on right now, or if they repented from it or not. But
there's no reason to try to murder him, period. If he ain't try to come murder you and you try to defend yourself for murdering him, that's one thing.
Right.
But there's no reason, if he got a different doctrine, if he finna expose something about you, that don't give you the right to try to kill him, man. Still don't.
Verse 13. Thine eye shall not pity him, but thou shalt put away the guilt of innocent blood for Israel, that it may go dwell with thee.
So he must put him to death.
Yeah, don't feel sorry for him.
Well, you know, me and him, we had a problem. And you know, I just didn't like the brother, man. He always just felt like he was just better than everybody. So I just killed him.
That YNW Melly shit, he's supposed to be put to death. Everybody feels sad for him because they like him, like the brother just said, because his music. But if he's guilty of doing that to his friends, he's supposed to get the death penalty. You supposed to want him to get the death penalty. But y'all like him because he's
with that situation. They try to. Well, I don't know if that was a plot twist, but they was trying to make it seem like the two brothers that he killed was actually plotting to kill him, and he found out about it, and so he killed them.
Yeah, but still though,
but
you can't do that, bro.
No, you can't.
You still can't do that.
Nope.
Cause who to know? We supposed to take your word that they was plotting? We don't know if they was plotting.
You can't read their mind.
You can't read their mind at the end of the day. So, and then you like, look, if somebody want to put a hit on me right now, another Israelite group want to put a hit on me, that don't give me the right to just go kill him. Well, I heard that y'all was gonna try to kill me, so I'm gonna beat y'all too, and it still don't give you a right. You still in the wrong. The only way that it's gonna give you the right if they coming to kill you, and they make an attempt to kill you, and you defend yourself. Adultery, shit like that, other things. That adultery shit serious, man. Cause you can get put to death for it. You supposed to get put to death for that adultery shit too. It's just adultery. That shows you that adultery is just as serious as murder.
As murder. Because not one sin is greater than the other. So the Lord got his ways of dealing with each sin, but the wages of sin is death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially
now,
if you continue, some sins you could be forgiven for.
The wages of sin is death. So, you know, the Lord required blood.
Some sins like stealing, you just gotta pay back times double. You know, so it's different things for sinning, for different sins. But murder, death. Adultery, death. So that I'm just showing you how adultery is on the level of murder. That's how serious adultery is. And a lot of you dudes is guilty of it, man.
This verse 14. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess it.
Now this is serious. This, you know, hey, that's crazy. That's a spirit. But yeah, so yeah, if he got his landmark, like if you buy land, you got your landmark. This is my area that I bought. Like if I go purchase land right now, it's gonna have like sticks in the ground that shows my borders that's on my land. You can't go remove my shit, a football field, an acre, and then take an acre from me. But at the same time, we just see with IUIC, you know, they spiritual, but they had their chair set as their landmark. That was their boundaries for their camp. He went and moved his chair. He wasn't supposed to move thy neighbor's landmark, man. Don't move, don't touch his chair. So if you wouldn't go touch his chair, he pushed you and you pushed him back. You started it because you touched his property. Now we already know that growing up. The way we grew up, we know like, man, this heated, don't touch nobody's shit, because if you touch somebody's shit, we finna get the banging. You see what I'm saying? So if y'all try not to bang, but y'all just in a heated argument, we'll sit there in each other's face, we'll yell, but just don't nobody touch each other. We just talk shit, but won't nobody touch you, because you know when you touch them, that gives them the right to touch you back, and now y'all fighting. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, this next one goes. This is good too. Verse 15. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin, and any sin that he sinneth. At the mouth of 2 witnesses or at the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established. So when we was just reading back in the few previous chapters, where like if a brother accidentally killed a brother, right, with no malice intent, and the Lord gives him the A-OK to flee to another city, there was no witnesses there to determine if what he did was accidental or purposely. You know what I mean? So that's why the Lord required that or allowed that. You know what I'm saying? Because just like we just read, at the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall a matter be judged.
I mean, but then we gotta break that down too. Just because you got some guys that like you and they just happen to be, they could bear false witness too. They could just be on his side and be 2 or 3 witnesses for him just because they on his side. But then you might also have 2 or 3 witnesses, right? So then what y'all do? That's why the matter gets judged. That's why it was set up. It's set up like a court. That's where the court system come from. You go to the elders or whoever's running the court, so-called, that's what Esau calls it today, and they make a judgment. They might hear his 2 or 3 witnesses. They might hear my 2 or 3 witnesses. They might get some more evidence, some more details. They might want your 2 or 3 witnesses to prove things and give evidence. They might hear them out, and whichever story sounds better, and then they might pray to the Lord about it, right? And then they might get an answer from the Lord, and then boom, they come with a judgment. You just gotta live that judgment. Going back to the chapter where we talked about the strikes to the face, 60 strikes or whatever it was, however amount it was, to 40 strikes to the face, man. You gotta make a judgment. Whoever's wrong is wrong, whoever's right is right. That's just what it is. But a lot of these dudes who try to say some shit, and then they got their homeboys to back them up and say, look, I got 2 or 3 witnesses though.
Yeah. And that's respect of persons, which I'm gonna read in Romans 2:11. There is no respect of persons with the Most High. Righteous is righteous amongst us, amongst the brothers, amongst us. If you an Israelite by blood, amongst us, there's no respect of person. You know what I'm saying? He can't choose to side with me, even though he know I'm lying. He seen me, and I'm sitting there giving my account to somebody who's gonna judge the matter, and he know that I'm lying. And for him to not speak up, that's respect of person.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's about the betterment of us as a whole.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just like you don't want to see me in a fucked up situation, you shouldn't want to see the next man or your next brother in a messed up situation either. So, but if it caused you lying for me, putting him in a worse situation, then you know that's respect of person, and the Lord just.
And a lot of guys do that, and most of the time when they do that, you know they doing that shit because they don't want to talk about what actually happened. They don't want to talk about the details. They just want to talk about their feelings about the situation. But then you be like, okay, let's talk about the details. What happened? Okay, I called the dude emotional and said I don't look at him as a leader, but no, not in a disrespectful way. It's just like I look at you as a brother, not like my father or something like that over me. And then you ask them, okay, so how's that a sin? What sin did I make by saying any of that? Oh, okay, so you mad at me not based off me sinning, based off your feelings got hurt. Yeah. And then y'all backed him up based off what? Feelings.
And knowing him longer.
When y'all could have stepped in and said, okay, what did he do? He called you emotional. He said you were being emotional. I didn't call him directly. I didn't say you were emotional. I said stop being emotional, which that's just normal shit that we all say to each other. Okay, so he said that to you. He said he'll look at you as being a leader over him. Okay, Kadash, what do you mean by that? I mean, like, he a brother. Obviously, I look at him as being a brother, but I just don't look at him as being over me, ahead of me, which I don't have to. It's no law that says I have to personally look up to him as being over me. That's my head, right? So if a brother was being not respected of persons, like Quinai said, they would have said, well, the brother did sin, man. So you really just mad at him about your feelings. I don't see where he made a sin at. I don't see where he said that. But you ain't. But the other 2 brothers, they ain't do that. They ain't care about the Lord and the Lord's word and the sin. They just cared about their feelings because they like this brother. They know this brother longer, and he felt some type of way about it. And then they took offense to something. You can take offense all the fuck you want, but are you taking offense because I broke a law, statute, commandments, or are you taking offense because of your feelings? Which one? Because if I broke a law, pull the law that you broke.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like, that's how we was raised, though. You know, and that just goes to show you how our parents, you know, through a lot of situations that they taught us, they wasn't teaching us based off the law, statutes, and commandments. They was teaching us based off their feelings and what they feel.
And then, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just
no, go ahead.
This is my mind. I'm sorry, it's like,
you good?
And then you can't go to Paul writings, man, and then say, oh, it says be in order, decency in order, and then say that mean that I broke the order, so I broke a law or something like that.
Right.
Like, man, stop that bullshit, man. The order that you make it is not real because it's not in the Bible. There's nothing that say, hey, this guy's supposed to be the head of this camp at St. Louis. It don't say that in the Bible, so that means you man-made something up, man. So I don't have to follow it and say if I don't follow the order. No, the order of the Lord is the law, statutes, commandments. It's just that simple. The Lord told you the order. If you're talking about order with man, he told you the order. In 1 Corinthians 11, the Father, Yahweh Shai, man, woman. Meaning that he's the king of his own house, I'm the king of my own house. He's the leader of his household, I'm the leader of my household. We can come together. I don't have to be the leader of him. That's how it works. Every man, because really Israel is about families coming together. Really every man is the leader of his own household. And then the person that's over you next is the Lord. You have a king, then you have the Lord. King David, then the Lord. Because and then originally it wasn't even like that. We the ones that decided to put a king over us. The Lord said, man, before King Saul, he was like, why do they want a king over them? I am their king. We the ones that decided, no, we want a king that's over us. But now we don't even need a king that's over us because what? Yahushua took that place. Now Yahushua is the mediator. We don't need a mediator to the mediator, man. So stop that bullshit. And another thing is, a lot of those precepts where it talks about King David should be their king over them, that's referring to Yahushua. But dudes want to run with that shit. That's referring to Yahushua because he's the offspring of King David. A lot of precepts where it says King David gonna come back and be their king over them, that's really referring to Yahushua, man. Because saying King David is no different than saying Yahushua, because Yahushua is the offspring. That's why I went so much say Yahushua, the offspring of King David, man. Right. So now they say we don't know. We gonna see though. But is King David gonna sit back in his lot pursuing the Peter? Yeah, we believe he gonna sit back on his lot. But at the end of the day, what these dudes want to do is they want to make mediators to mediators to mediators. They want to make your camp leader. You got to go through him. You got to go through your group leader to go. Then you got to get to your camp leader. No, I'm sorry. You got to get to your location leader. Then you got to get to your. Then you got to go through your area manager leader. Then he got to go through the apostles, his leaders. Then you got to go through them to finally go through then King David. Then you got to go through King David. Then you got to go through the Yahushua door. No, man, that's not how it works. It's only one door. All you got to do is go through Yahushua door. That's it. If he lets you through, that's it, man.
Because he's the chief high priest.
Yes.
So even though there's pre-setups, even though that there's pre-set up for us to, to bring our matters to, they got to bring them to him.
Yep.
So the ultimate decision the final say-so is Yahushua.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, that's my whole point. It's cool if they, or like, just like when you would go to the elders, they make a judgment. But that judgment has to be based off the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Now, you not necessarily following them. They set up in a position, but you going through them, but they following the Lord, so it ultimately goes to the Lord. But the problem is when they start making up their own shit, now you not following the Lord by following them. Like how the disciples set up their things, right? You're not following the Lord through following them. Now you just following them because this ain't got nothing to do with the Lord, these other rules they make up. That's what I'm talking about.
Sure.
And at that point, you ain't got to do that. You could just follow the Lord. Oh man, this dude, he adding to the word. Nope, let me just follow the Lord myself.
Simple as that. Yeah. Verse 16.
If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, and which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought have done unto his brother.
A false witness?
Yeah.
So bring it up.
Yeah, so it's saying, just like, I pretty much already broke it down earlier. So if he choose to take my side, even though he know that I'm wrong, right? And let's say, for instance, I committed adultery. And a brother found out I was sleeping with his wife, right? And he knew, right? Me and him, we related, we grew up together. And when it came down to it being found out, and I bring the matter, or the matter is being brought forth, it's time to be judged, and you take that person's side just because you knew this person longer or something like that. So now the sin, the judgment of that will be death. So now, if it's found out that I was telling the truth, then that
both
person, well, it said that person, the person who was, y'all both get put to death.
Because y'all both get the same punishment.
Exactly.
Now.
Yeah.
You took his side unrighteously.
Yeah.
So y'all both get the same punishment. Now read that verse over again.
Okay, it says, I'm gonna start at verse 17. It say, Then both men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall he do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother.
So, well, yeah. So if it came back, found out that it wasn't true, right? That the brother was being, or was true. If it wasn't or was true, what the brother is being accused of, and that person who was testifying on that brother behalf, whether it be wrong or right, if he was lying about it, then whatever the judgment says that shall be executed out for that sin should go upon that brother's head.
See, this
You know
was
what I'm saying?
important right here, us going through the laws. More brothers need to just start going teaching the laws so you can know if you're adding or taking away from the law. This is what it is, simple. That's why we going through it, man. But yeah, man, that's big because a lot of brothers gonna be guilty of that, man.
Yeah.
You standing on the side just because you
Choosing
like
sides
him,
and shit, yeah.
because of respect of a person, and you gonna be a false witness, man. And you gonna be punished with him, man. You see a lot of dudes that do that, you know that, but that's crazy. That's deep. So now, you know, we read these things, but now you make it fresh in your mind. So now you know, like, hey, man, if you bear false witness,
What chapter is this? 19.
now you gonna be involved in the consequences too, because you bear false witness, knowing that you was bearing false witness, man. But just that simple. That's deep right there.
Verse 20. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you.
That's evil. You can't be doing that. It's gonna be made an example. Like, damn,
Yeah,
he got put to death, and he got put to death for bearing false witness with him, man.
Yeah, and that's big. You know what I'm saying? Because just like me and a brother, I remember, like, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago, we was talking about the fear in the Lord is good. You know what I'm saying? And that's his purpose, to put the fear in it so that way we won't go off. You know what I'm saying? Because he want us to be a perfect people, because we got to teach the other nations. We going off amongst each other, how the hell we going to teach the other nations on how to, you know what I'm saying? Because we supposed to be setting the example.
Yeah, and that shit's serious because that's how rumors get started about people. That's what they gonna do to us when they come against us. They gonna be saying, hey, the Hebrew Israelites did this. They gonna be bearing false witness, our own people.
Yep.
That's gonna be getting a lot of Hebrew Israelites either killed or hunted
To save themselves.
just to save themselves. And guess what? Everybody that bear false witness with them gonna be guilty. I seen them do this, knowing damn well we ain't do no shit like that. But they gonna be doing that, man. They gonna be, it's called false flag attacks. They gonna do some shit where Esau do it, then he gonna blame it on the Hebrew Israelites and say the Hebrew Israelites did it. Or have an agent set up and do something where a garment infringes on, and then that's gonna justify them coming after the whole Hebrew Israelites. And then our own people gonna be going along with the shit like, yeah, they did that. And we gonna be like, no, that's a setup by Esau. And they gonna be like, no, y'all niggas did that. And they gonna be guilty with Esau, man, of bearing false witness.
This the last verse. Verse 21. And thy eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot.
So ain't no turning, so, you know what I'm saying? This is the law. You know what I'm saying? Malachi, 3 and 6, I change not. So ain't no turning the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? As far as that go, you know, when, you know, you got to judge every matter righteously, and the only way you can judge it righteously is by going to the law, statutes, and commandments and see how the Lord told us to handle situations.
And
Other than
don't
that,
add to this. Because when you add to it, you make it something different. That's why it's just go off what this says. But a lot of men add to things, and then you making brothers guilty of bearing false witness, right?
yeah.
And being a false report, false witness, because you adding shit. You know, so we're gonna leave it there. All praises to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Shalom.
Beta Mike.